for millions of years. The universe was a graveyard. There were no planets, no galaxies, no light, just an endless, silent ocean of hydrogen gas. If you had eyes back then, you would have seen nothing but absolute, suffocating darkness. Scientists call this the cosmic dark ages. The universe was asleep, waiting, but deep inside the darkness, gravity was working, pulling dust together, squeezing, heating, until the switch was flipped. One single point in the void became hotter than anything that had ever existed. And then, ignition. The first star was born. The universe had opened its first eye. But this star wasn't like our sun. It was a monster. Blue, volatile, and doomed to die young. To understand where we came from, we have to go back. We have to witness the moment the lights turned on and meet the ghost that haunts every atom in your body. Imagine a time before time, about 380,000 years after the Big Bang. The fires of creation went out. Everything went black. For 200 million years, nothing happened. It was the longest night in history, but in the pockets of this fog, gas began to clump together. One atom grabbed another, then 1,000, then 1,000,000,000. The pressure at the center began to rear 10 degrees, 1,000 degrees, 1,000,000 degrees. The laws of physics were preparing to break the silence. These first stars were giants. Astronomers called them Population 3. They were hundreds of times more massive than our sun, and millions of times brighter. If our sun is a candle, a Population 3 stars was a nuclear bomb. They didn't burn slowly, they devoured their fuel, they lived fast, and they died young. But while they lived, they did something impossible. They produced light, ultraviolet light so powerful, it punched holes in the dark fog. Imagine a universe lit up by isolated blue giants. Like lighthouses in a dark ocean, the fog was lifting, the universe was waking up. But light wasn't enough. The universe still had a problem. It was boring. It was made of only two things, hydrogen and helium. You cannot build a planet out of gas. You cannot build a human out of hydrogen. You need carbon, oxygen, iron, gold. Where did these come from? They were trapped, locked inside the burning cores of these first monster stars. The first stars were cosmic prisons holding the ingredients of life hostage. The only way to get them out was to blow the prison up. Gravity is a cruel master. It creates the star, and eventually, it destroys it. When these massive stars run out of fuel, the balance broke. Gravity won. The core collapsed in less than a second. The outer layers crashed inward at 20% the speed of light. They hit the core and bounced back. A hypernova, an explosion so bright it shined the entire galaxy for a brief moment. A single dying star releases more energy than the sun will release in its entire lifetime. And in that fire, the magic happened. The heat was so intense it fused atoms together. It creates new elements. It forged the oxygen you are breathing right now. It forged the iron in your blood. It forged the silicon in the device you are watching this on. But dust wasn't the only thing these monsters left behind. While the outer layers of the star were blasting the ingredients of life into the cosmos, the core, the heart of the star, was doing something terrifying. It didn't stop collapsing. It got smaller and smaller, crushed by gravity so intense, it punched a hole in the fabric of reality itself, a black hole. But these weren't ordinary black holes. These were the seeds of giants. They began to feed. They swallowed the gas clouds that were still floating nearby. They swallowed other stars as they ate. They grew, they became the anchors for the first galaxies. The Milky Way, as our home, grew around one of these ancient, hungry ghosts, Sagittarius A star. It is still there today, right now. In the center of our galaxy, 26,000 light years away, a direct descendant of the darkness holding our galaxy together. Without that monster in the middle, our sun might have drifted off into the void, alone. So the first stars gave us two gifts. They gave us the elements to build our bodies, and they gave us the gravity to build our home. The explosion sent these new elements rushing into the void, dust. For the first time, the universe had dust. This dust drifted through space for eons. It mixed with other clouds. It recycled until about 4.5 billion years ago. A cloud of this recycled stardust collapsed in a quiet corner of the Milky Way. It forms a yellow star. Our sun and the leftover dust, it clumped together to form a rocky ball. Earth. So, look at your hand. Really look at it. The skin, the veins, the blood runs through them. Every single atom in that hand was once inside a star that exploded billions of years ago. You are not just living in the universe. You are the universe. You are the afterlife of a star that died, so you could live. The first signs weren't written in a book. They were written in the light. And even though those first stars are gone, their ghosts are still here, looking back at us. This is our story, and here's on the signs. We are just getting started.